Hey guys, welcome back. We're the New to Bourbon guys.
Today we're going to put our taste buds to the test. We're going to do a double blind. None of us knows what any of these three bourbons are, and we're going to taste them. Now, Jennings, we're going to be looking at a few different criteria. Tell us what those are.
So we got 4 criteria today. We're doing distillery, proof, finish, and if we do say it's finished, we have to pick what type of finish it is, whether it be port barrel or whatever. And then the 4th is rank. So we're going to rank them in order of 1 to 3.
So let's start with, this is from your left to your right. This is going to be
1. Yep.
A1, 2, and 3. And so when we get to the part where we're going to actually rank them in terms of what we prefer the most, the glass that we put the highest is going to be the one we like the most.
Closest to the end of the table.
Yep, closest to the end of the table. And they're going to be like that in order from the one that we prefer the most to the one that we prefer the least.
Okay.
And so that's going to be, obviously a lot of these answers are going to differ among the three of us. Mine's going to be the most different.
Mine's going to be the most accurate.
Could be.
And mine's just going to be the most.
Super nose over here. All right.
All right, so let's get started.
All right.
A1, here we go.
A1.
Man, I almost did like a multiple choice, and that's sad.
You went to the wrong one.
I went all the way left.
You went to the wrong one.
I went all the way left.
We said to the right. What are you doing?
I've already been drinking, apparently.
All right.
Try again. It's okay.
Okay.
Try again.
Oh, here we go.
1.
Only one.
What do you think of it? A lot of
That's really good, actually.
It's really good. It's a lot of floral. Don't you think?
Yeah, but it lingers.
It does. But that's really good.
That's really good. Let me do that again. Dave and I both went,
That is good. So what do you think about it? Well, we're not supposed to talk about this. This is supposed to be a closed book test.
Yeah.
Or okay, so I'm not going to tell you what I'm writing down here.
Oh, we're not supposed to talk about this at all?
Oh, we can.
I think we can talk about it.
Okay.
I think we can talk about
Okay.
it.
We
We
can
should
talk
talk about it.
All right, so what do you think?
all right. I think it's high proof. I think it's at least 107.
I'm going to go higher than that.
Really?
Yep.
You know what this could be, actually? Oh, I think I know what it is. Oh, man. I think I know what it is.
Don't say that.
I won't.
I don't think it's finished, though.
It's not finished.
I do agree with that.
I can't rank it yet because I haven't tried the other.
Right. Yeah, we have to go through the third one.
Yep.
Okay.
You know, this is going to be skewed a little bit because this is our first, well, I don't know about you guys, but this is my first drink of the day. So you're not,
Well,
when you're
it's the
having
first
to compare proof.
It's
like,
the first drink of today, not the first drink in the last 24 hours.
Correct.
The distillery, I have no clue.
I think I know. Are we naming the distillery or are we naming what we think it is?
We're trying to.
We're just going to guess.
Okay. This is, I get nutty on the back end. It's got a little bit of a thicker finish. The smell is, like you said, more floral.
I don't think it's a very high age. It might be, I'm guessing, could be 6.
Oh, God, it could be, it could be this other one that it could be. No, I don't think it's that. I don't know that it could be that.
All right, I'm moving on to number 2.
All right, I'm going to write what my second choice is. So that's my first choice.
Okay.
And I'm writing my second choice is, I'm going to remain, my proof is going to be the same. All right, let's go to number 2, guys. God, it's good though, isn't it?
That first one is going to be.
Do you guys ever get like, when you're tasting these, do you guys ever get like peanuts in the smell?
Try.
Do you get that, Bill? I know you don't get a lot of smell typically.
No, I didn't get peanuts on the first one.
You
Are you still drinking number
I
1?
get it on
still
the
number
second
one.
one.
You need to go to number 2.
I know, I'm switching.
We're on
now.
number 2.
Number 2. Oh, it's totally different.
Very different.
It's not even the same. It's not even close.
Nope.
What do you think about the heat on this one?
Higher, but it's not as high proof. The spiciness is there, but it's not as high proof, I don't think.
I think it's a higher rye.
I think it's rye too. I actually wrote down rye. Let's see what
It is It's
I think
difficult
it's-
to determine proof.
I think it's definitely a rye, is my opinion, or either it's a high rye bourbon. I think it's a rye though. I think it's like 115 is my guess. Write that down. Just solidify that. I'm probably wrong. That's probably like a 1.
I'm guessing 100 on the proof because I think it's a high rye, and I have a distillery in mind. All right.
I don't love this as much as I like the other one.
Okay.
The nose of the first one's better.
Let's move on to number 3.
Oh, the nose on this is the best of all 3.
What do you taste it?
Man, caramel, brown sugar, ripe fruit, red fruits. Wow, it's got some heat though.
You think it's hotter than the last one?
No,
I'm suspicious about that one.
I am too.
I have a thought, but I don't want to say it.
I think I could do it if I had a multiple choice. I was always really good at multiple choice in school.
Yeah.
I think I could nail it.
So I'm going this way.
Okay. And rank.
Yep. So you went exactly like me.
Oh, I did. I just looked. I really did.
And David obviously is always ass backwards.
Always.
Well,
It's the beard. The beard's
second
gone.
place.
It's no beard. That's the problem.
Well, I
That's
was bass backwards before I shaved the beard.
Okay. So we always talk about this because normally our flavor, our taste palette matches up. Your
Correct.
nose palette match up.
That's right.
And you and I hit this one dead on. Okay. All right. So with our favorites. So now let's find out what they are.
You got it listed somewhere?
I have the trusty
Well,
envelope.
we should say our notes before we open the envelope.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that.
Okay, we can do that.
All right, I'll go first.
Jennings, you start.
So over here on my far left, my green glass.
Start with 1, 2, 3.
So right here on my right, my yellow glass, number 1. I think it is either Knob Creek 120, which is 120 proof, and I think it's not finished, obviously. And yep. And then number 2, I think is. I can't nail down which rye it is, but I think it's a rye 115. I don't think it's finished. I like it the least. And then the last one over here, I think is a high rye bourbon. I think it's Heaven Hill bottled and bond. It's 100 proof. I think it's non-finished.
Okay, David.
I am getting a little bit of Old Forester on the first one. I think the proof is a little bit lower than what Jennings said. I've got it down around 110 to 107. 107 to 110, not finished, and it was my first favorite. On number 2, I'm getting a little bit of nutty and some kind of cooking spice, kind of something you might get from a rye. I'm guessing a lower proof, and I'm thinking 4 Roses, but I could be off on that. And then the last one, I got a lot of toffee. A little bit of brown sugar, but kind of like a sweet. I think it might be finished, I'm guessing, but I ranked that one second. And I mean, if it's finished, it could possibly be like a port wine, maybe even an Angel's Envy. So I'm not sure. And that was my middle one, but the first one.
One of these, now that you said that, one of these could be an Angel's Envy rye. Maybe for me, number 2, maybe Angel's Envy rye. I don't know.
All right. So first one, I'm with you on the
Knob Creek. I think it's Knob Creek.
I put it down at 115.
It can't be.
Is it always a 120?
The 115 is the rye.
Gotcha. Well, I thought okay. All right. Definitely, I don't. It's a bourbon. It's definitely not finished.
Yeah, I think there's no finish. I agree.
So that was my number. No, I'm sorry. That was my number 2. No, that was
number 1.
That was number 1.
That was rank number 2 for you, though.
Yeah, rank number 2. Okay.
But in general, though, if it is Knob Creek, you are a bean guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
You like bean.
Yeah. All right.
Actually, all three of us like bean.
Yeah.
So
It's not really fair to say. We all
next
three
for
like
me, number 2, I said is Ezra Brooks.
Oh.
And I think it's 118 proof, somewhere in that range.
Wow. I put that one as a lower proof.
And then finally,
that would make
the
sense.
final one for me is Elijah Craig.
Which one, Elijah Craig?
The number one pick.
No, I mean, which Elijah Craig? The barrel proof or the regular?
I don't know.
I hear you. Okay.
I just think it's Elijah Craig.
You know
right.
what? Now that I'm smelling that, I'm getting, we've talked about this in a couple of episodes. Sometimes without Elijah Craig, we get peanuts.
Well,
I get banana nut bread on
But
Elijah Craig.
the peanut, I thought peanut was on number 2, the second one.
We did both get peanuts. You and I both did.
Yeah.
I got
So
none.
I may be wrong.
A lot of this has to do when you're doing these blinds at home.
I just think the flavor on that is more Elijah Craig.
If you do a blind like this at home and you go from one to the other, try in a different order because we have done this a bunch of times.
Oh,
and
yes.
The flavor changes from one to the other.
All right, so we're gonna pick it and see what it is.
All right.
All right,
And
we're
the
gonna
winner is?
We're all I had the 3 distilleries,
Wow, you
did
named
have
all
3
3
distilleries.
distilleries. I'm a little bit impressed.
but I'm completely
They're
out of
not
order.
right.
But they're not right.
But you named them all correct.
All right. Let's
so-
start with A1. What is it?
So A1 is Elijah Craig,
This one right here.
Elijah Craig.
and then we had that as number 2.
Wow.
Knob Creek is number 2,
Huh.
Interesting.
and I had number 2 at last. And Ezra Brooks is our number 1 pick between me and you. Ezra Brooks is number 1. What did
Now-
you say you did last night? And what did you pick last night?
Okay, so I did an Ezra Brooks. It was a double blind, but it was an Ezra Brooks, an Eagle Rare 10, and I cannot remember what the third one was, but I put Ezra Brooks as the highest.
Really?
And we just did the exact same
And
thing.
we just picked the same thing and you didn't do it today.
I put it as my second. But it's no surprise. Oh, you know what? It was Elijah Craig was the other one in there, and I put the Ezra Brooks higher than the Elijah Craig barrel proof, and I still ranked the Elijah Craig, and that was a private barrel. So I put the Elijah Craig first and
Which
the
Knob
Ezra
Creek?
Brooks
She didn't
second.
say which Knob Creek.
I don't know.
Is it the rye? It could be the rye.
I think everything I had was bourbon. There was no rye.
Is it a 9 or is it just a standard?
Yeah,
Knob
that would
Creek
be good to know
nine?
because there's the 9 year, which is 100 proof.
Yep.
And then there's the could be plus 9 years, that's 120 proof.
Right.
So
And
guys,
the Elijah Craig is probably a 12.
Ha, there it is. So there's that one.
Okay.
That was number 2.
A1.
There's the Ezra Brooks. That was 1, right?
That's Ezra Brooks is number 3.
Number 3.
And what's the other one?
Elijah Craig, private barrel.
That's an easy bottle to find.
Yep.
Now let's see.
Oh, what is it?
All right, this is an 8-year private barrel, unexpected,
121.
121 proof.
121. Wow.
And look, I nailed the proof. I was off by 1 on the proof. Let's see what this one was.
And the Elijah
This was
Craig
120.
drinks as a lower proof than what it really is.
You know what's really weird? This is really weird. Every single one of those bottles is within 1 proof of each other. We got a 120, 120, and 121.
And I'm at 115, 118, 116.
And I'm at
my proof.
107, 100, and I thought this one was a 90, which is weird because Ezra Brooks, I think, drinks higher than its proof.
So every time we talk about the bourbon being hot, you and I are on the same page.
And he's always different.
And
One of us has to be right.
well,
I gotta keep these guys in line.
You know, one thing we didn't do was age on these. And that's what's funny is that this is at least a 6-year.
Yep.
This is almost a 10-year.
Yep.
oh wow.
And that was probably a 12.
And this is 8.
No,
Oh, that was
When
a
you
12.
when you do a private barrel,
it's eight.
That's
when
always 8?
it's a barrel proof private barrel, they're not 12s.
Ah, okay.
So if you get a shelfie that's off the shelf, they'll be 12
That is a
years.
I don't know if I've got a 12 year up there. I know I've got 2 18s.
You do. I know you have one. I got you one.
Well, I've got 2 18s up there for sure.
Yeah, here's one right here.
Okay.
This is a shelfie. Nope, that's a private barrel also. Actually, I don't know that you did have one up here.
Toasted barrels on the right.
So here you go.
So
Is that a 12 year?
it's always interesting when you do these blinds
There.
Yep.
because there's certain things that I've always said are like, this one's my favorite or that one's my favorite. And then sometimes in a blind, you'll find that when you don't know what you're tasting,
Yep.
you realize that something is different. Now, in my case today, this kind of matches what I thought my palate was because I probably said it before on the channel, but the Elijah Craig is one of my top 5. And like I was mentioning last night, I did just at home I did a double blind and put the Ezra Brooks at the top. So for that one to be second, apparently this is a flavor profile that I prefer. And that is consistent, even when I don't know what I'm drinking.
Crazy.
That's crazy.
Yep.
Well, guys, hope you enjoyed this. Come back and see us again.
And if you have these 3 bottles, taste them, put in the comments.
Give us your 1, 2, 3.
Maybe have somebody else pour them for you and see which one you like the best.
Drink, enjoy, and share. Thanks for being here.
We'll see you next time.